Thank you.
Welcome.
Hello.
For all different reasons.
Cheese.
Yes. And of course, now
Hello
you
there.
get.
Hello. How do you do? I'm John.
And you think you're into sir.
Hello.
This is Demetrios.
Hi, nice to meet you.
These gentlemen have come to see you just to ask us some questions about your care.
But my hair.
No, your care.
We're here to talk about your mum and the care and help she's had from the treatment team, the urgent community response team. Would you like to introduce yourself, Ethel? Do you want to tell us your name?
What's your name?
What's my name?
Yeah.
Well, I'm called Ethel.
Your name's Ethel. Ethel Beard.
Well, I was.
Still is. I'm Elaine. This is my husband Mark, and this is my mum. She had 2 or 3 failed discharges from hospital. I think the third time she came home, we didn't want her in hospital because although medically she was getting great care, she'll only eat or drink if there's someone there with her all the time making her eat or drink, and obviously we couldn't be at the hospital all the time, so she wasn't getting much in the way of food and drink. When she came out, I think the third time I phoned the GP for help because she wasn't well, but I didn't really want her to go into hospital unless she had to. I phoned the GP and they just said, phone an ambulance. Didn't want to, as I say, didn't want her in hospital. So I can remember she'd been having care from the district nurse before that because she had, she's having dressings changed on her leg. And the district nurse said, if any problems whatsoever, call us. Don't hesitate to call us. So then I thought, I'll give the district nurses a call, see what they've got to say. Well, actually, I was too emotional to speak to them. So my husband spoke to them, and he spoke to a lovely man called Gareth. I think his name was, like a triage guy, and he said, I'll pass everything, all the information over to the district nurses. And then he phoned us back about a minute later and said, actually, I'm going to put you through to the emergency care team because I think, they're more appropriate for you. And within the hour, they'd come out. A lovely man, Ross came out. He was here for quite a long time. He was here for, I would say, a couple of hours. That he did all the checks that the paramedics would have done and more. He was able to ascertain that she was actually, the problems that she was having was constipation. Didn't need to be in hospital, could be easily treated at home. And then I think we had the emergency care team out over the next couple of days, checking on her, making sure, giving her medication. And I think then we had to call them on another occasion for the same problem, straight out, absolutely amazing care.
But what was good about it is that they immediately told us, actually, apart from Ethel being unfortunately constipated, there wasn't anything else going on, so it put us at ease straight away. That was, I think that was the biggest thing for us, because we didn't know whether she was going to die or whether there was something sinister going on. But actually, they immediately and very quickly found out that actually it's not serious, and nothing that just some laxatives every day won't solve.
Yeah, and sometimes you just need to be told that you're doing the right thing and the care you're giving is correct. Rather, you're not being detrimental to her or anything.
In terms of when she was in hospital, we wanted to come home, not because she wasn't being fed or wasn't being given anything to drink. It was basically because unless you are literally there, because she had drink and food in front of her all the time in hospital, but unless you're there holding the drink to her lips, she won't drink it. So then she gets dehydrated and then she gets the constipation. It was almost like, it was like they are the NHS's best kept secret. Because we didn't have any, we didn't know about them. It was only until we were told, and it was just fantastic. So it was really good, really pleased.
What would you say was most helpful from the team?
I think the fact that they were able to treat or diagnose immediately, at Ethel's bedside at home, that was probably the most the most relevant aspect of what they did.
And able to prescribe as well. Whereas paramedics come, they can't prescribe anything for you. I mean,
they're limited on what they can do.
If they say, yes, she's got, I don't know, an infection of some sort, she needs antibiotics, they can't say, oh, here's a prescription, go and get some antibiotics. She has to go into hospital to get them, which is, and I just think sometimes it's like really, it's waste of a bed. She doesn't need to be in hospital, but that's the only way. I do I cook a lunch for her, because all she'll eat is chips. Chips.
But I mean, Ethel's 90 in October.
Yeah.
So if she wants to eat chips every day, she can have chips every day.
That's what the nurse from the urgent care team said. If she wants chips for her breakfast, let her have chips for her breakfast, as long as she's eating.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Is there anything that they could have done differently?
No. I don't think so at all. We've been trying to rack our brains about that, weren't we? And no, I mean, no.
I know it sounds a bit daft, but genuinely, they'd sort of got everything organised and they knew what they were doing, and they just came in, did what they needed to do, and that was it.
Yeah,
so
they certainly exceeded our expectations. So,
if you needed them again today, tomorrow, do you have a direct contact?
Yes. Well, we've got the number to get through to the triage guy. Yes. Yeah.
How does that feel?
It's reassuring because, I mean, I feel confident thinking, well, if I've got any worries, I can just give them a call and they'll come out and have a look and, reassure me. Or if she does need to go into hospital, then so be it. But
yeah, I think it's the speed of response, and to give us the reassurance is nice, but the most important thing, obviously, is Ethel's care and her health, and that's the powerful thing.
If you knew somebody that had the same problems with an elderly relative, would you recommend our services to them?
Well, you see, I don't know, because if too many people start using them, we might not get as good care.
Same service level.
Yeah, but I mean,
there's a bit of a conflict there.
Yeah,
but joking aside,
absolutely.
we would definitely recommend them. Yeah, but we were having a bit of a laugh about that one because, if everybody gets to find out about them, then obviously the service levels will go down. That's a worry.
Yeah.
It's not the best kept secret then, is it?
No, that's right.
That's it.
So we need more of them.
Yes, definitely. Yeah.
And I mean, you could retrain paramedics. If you didn't need as many paramedics, we didn't ship people to hospital all the time in an ambulance, then obviously that's got to be good, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, just the fact that the hospitals would have less people in them as well. People that didn't particularly need to be there could be treated at home.
Yeah, and that would perhaps help solve the hospital bed crisis.
Yeah, they've been absolutely fantastic, and they have helped us so much with my mum. Like I said, she had like 2 or 3 failed discharges. I mean, she caught COVID in hospital and everything, whereas if she could have had the treatment if she could have been treated at home, she wouldn't have caught COVID. So yeah, I think it's a great service, and Ethel's really benefited. You can see that she's really well. Who knows, had they not shown up, who knows what could have happened. I mean, I'm lucky if she'll have 2 of these a day. Okay, and he examined her and he said, right, the good news is it is constipation. He goes, the bad news is, he said, those sachets she won't drink? I went, yes. He went, you've got to give her 8 of them today. I went, no way. I got no hope.